never know it, but for the last 50 years, this valley has been the underground hub of marijuana. If you look around, there's grow-ups hidden everywhere. This is a $5 billion industry, maybe even more. I want to be the king of weed.
When I was 16, I got into growing pot. I truly believe this is my generation's gold rush, 100%.
Opening this business is the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. Over the past 8 years, we've been operating in a legal limbo.
Robbery, for sure. Extortion. Probably the most scary was when I would look down the barrel of a gun.
We're always cautious about the safety of our family and our children. And the house here, I had it commissioned to be concreted so that it's bulletproof. If I'm breaking the law by assisting and helping people, yep, I am. At any moment, I could be arrested and go to jail. This isn't just about selling weed and making money. This is about the whole social attachment to people. And this plant helps and it heals people. We're making history. Lila, love, get ready. What's happening? This is Amias Peace Danger K. Danger's his middle name. And this is Lyric. You look good this morning.
It's just the day perfect. We've been married for 19 years. This Halloween will be 19 years. He's, you know, a very nurturing father.
Oh, look at that.
Sometimes I'm nervous to tell people what Bob does. Not sure what their reaction is going to be and if they're going to, you know, want their kids to play with my kids.
Bob's up and at 'em early today to bring his 9-year-old daughter, Lila, to school.
It's a lot of butter. All right, whatever. Do your thing. Oh, is he up? Oh, look at he's up. Good morning.
Oldest son, Caleb, just joined the family firm, managing Be Kind's gift and novelty shop.
He's learning about retail, the art of buying and selling, and how to be organized, too. Comb your hair. I'm going to. I'm going to get dressed.
It's Lila's first day of school, not just this year, ever. Up until now, all of Bob's kids have been homeschooled by his wife, Melissa.
You want some orange juice?
Let's go. You ready? I had a really tough time in school. I left school in grade 7. Okay, bye. I love you. I was basically expelled because I was a class disturber. I was a fighter, you know. I was smoking pot at lunch and recess. Caleb is coming as well. Even though I left in grade 7, I feel educated, I feel smart. I went back to school, got my grade 12. It's something I wanted to do, so I did it.
School's horrible. School's like the worst thing ever. I got kicked out. I think it was grade 7 for just like skipping class.
You buy me breakfast?
I'll buy myself breakfast. Oh. You have more money than me. I ended up just dropping out because I just decided it wasn't my thing at all.
I'm happy about it because I don't have a lot of faith in our education system anyway. What's the point of going to school if you don't want to be there? What are you going to learn?
That makes Lila the black sheep of the family.
Morning.
For choosing to go to school.
Have a good day today.
After dropping Lila at school, it's off to work for Bob and Caleb. It's 9:30 a.m., Kelowna, British Columbia. At the Be Kind marijuana dispensary on the edge of town, a drug deal is going down.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Bob is meeting with a grower who calls himself Tony. The transaction is mostly legal. It's the pot that's suspect.
So we're gonna try this, if you don't mind.
Tony's last batch wasn't up to Bob's high standards.
I'm very cautious and very picky about who vends to me. If you don't have great I ain't buying nothing from you. Simple as that. It's got a nice sheen to it. I like to look at the cannabis itself because you can tell the way cannabis is grown by the way it looks. Whether there's a powdery mildew, whether they had bugs, whether they're spraying it. You really want to know everything about it. So then there's a taste test. Can you go try that, please? You gotta try it. I'd like to see the ash, please. Nice and lengthy, like a long piece. We want to see if that product burns in a way that it's clean. If it's not a gray ash, if it's lumpy, chunky, charcoaly, then it's something that people aren't going to enjoy.
It's right here, though. It's right here. Christy dropped the ash. Very, very interesting.
Interesting is a code to let Bob know the weed passed.
We all think it's very interesting.
It's a little darker than I anticipated.
Mid-range?
The wholesale price of premium weed can be $1,700 a pound or more.
What did you want for it?
14.
All right, so how about 12?
In the middle?
Sure, I'll take him for 13.
Thank you.
Yep, done. Thank you. Thank you. We build relationships, so we support our local grower community. Things are dealt with professionally with me. You count it.
It's always good.
You're gonna see about $1 million today in cash. Okay, here you go. No, it won't be $1 million. But it sounded good, didn't it?
Is that everything for you? That'll be $30.
Federal law prohibits selling of marijuana, medical or otherwise, out of a storefront. Patients with a doctor's prescription for weed are only supposed to get it in the mail from licensed producers.
Hi there. What can I grab for you today?
Canada is slated to legalize recreational pot in 2018, but even though a lot of communities are allowing dispensaries to operate, the legality of Bob's business is still in question.
In the eyes of the police, what we do is considered the gray area of the law. And it is done on the cusp of civil disobedience. I'm gonna toot my horn. We're one of the best at what we do. We're assisting people who have chronic pain or in crisis of death.
It's very sharp pain in my foot.
It's a sharp pain, like a knife going
It's
through the
like
foot.
somebody sticking a knife in there.
All the members that come to where we are now are prescribed cannabis through a health practitioner. So what are your fears? What's your fear about using active THC?
Because you hear so much about marijuana and making you high, I don't like that.
You're living with a lot of pain, so if you actually take a little bit of THC, yeah, you're gonna get a little high, and you're gonna laugh. You can never die from taking cannabis. The reason being is you're not born with a receptor in the base of the brain, like we do for opioids.
She had to get off those things.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that all works out for you.
I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you. I love my community. I love what I do. But over the past 8 years, we've been operating in a legal limbo. If I'm breaking the law by assisting and helping people, you know what? Take me right now to jail. I'm okay with it.
But the family business could be heading into danger. For the past 8 years, the city has been okay with dispensaries, but the rules might be about to change.
The city is proposing a bylaw that would make selling marijuana out of a storefront illegal. If that should occur, at any moment, the RCMP can come in and detain me and arrest me for distribution and the sale of marijuana. I could go to jail. I'm probably the last person you'd ever meet that would say that they believe in God. I'm Baha'i. My occupation as being a Baha'i is one that has to serve humanity. Looks good.
It is good.
I'm blessed to have a beautiful wife. She understands my conviction to support other people and what that means to me, so I value that in her. We're blessed with 4 children. The Baha'i faith has lots of different things that guide me along, one of them being be kind. Show loving kindness for all those that cross your path.
This helps my pain, unbelievable.
It's a guiding measure of who we are, who I am.
We'll call your name when it's ready.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Did you start yet? Losing sales as we speak, losing sales as we speak. I'm Kathy, and I am the manager of the dispensary at Be Kind.
Kathy, she's kind of like my right-hand man. Want some potatoes?
No. I'm a mother of 3. My oldest is 20. She'll be 21 in July. I have a 16-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl.
When I'm getting off the rails, she puts me back on track.
Bob,
I'm multitasking.
you're not, because you're doing one thing. Multitasking is doing multiple things, Bob. I'm gonna throw this pen right at your head.
That girl's got a mouth on her.
Bleep, bleep, bleep.
So I hire Kathy, and somehow,
Bob, where's the 3rd frame with the marijuana leaves in the background? Because it was on your desk yesterday.
oh, so somehow now we have 2, and they're twins.
My lovely twin sister, Christy. She's the office assistant.
Office manager.
Office manager.
Cute.
Her sister now works here.
Christy's the bossy one of the two.
She is like all over you. She's like your mom.
Someone has to be.
Don't do it.
Are you? I mean, growing up without a mom, I've always kind of taken on that caretaker role and...
Of being the mother.
Yeah. Shut up.
She can be bossy.
Yeah, people just know not to piss me off. I like things a certain way.
We are all scared of Christy.
It's a healthy fear.
Bob may have good intentions,
What can I grab for you today?
but right now it's unclear if Bob's business is even legal. An impending bylaw change in Kelowna could shut down his dispensary.
We've been operating here for just about 9 years. The city said, we don't want it in the downtown core. We don't want any marijuana in the downtown core. Well, 8 years later, there's 3 downtown. They didn't give a and now the city's pissed off. The train's coming, here it is. As a matter of fact, the train's loaded up, and now it's just a matter of when they're gonna get it off. Right?
With his dispensary's future in jeopardy, Bob meets with his lawyer for advice on how to handle City Hall.
So what are your thoughts on what do you plan to do?
Well, I don't really want to fight City Hall, but I do want to make it known that they need to look into a little more. All other municipalities are going to follow suit as to what Kelowna might do.
You can challenge the bylaw, but I'm not sure that's the course I would recommend.
There's always a recommendation that, you know what, don't stick your head up because it might get chopped off. His recommendation was don't say anything. Listen, I can't help but stick my head up because if I keep it buried, then I'm not doing justice to the people that I'm supporting in my community. I value what a lawyer can do now, and I trusted his advice, but I'm going to act from my heart. I used to be afraid of the police. I'm not afraid of them anymore. I'm afraid of the big corporations in this game. They're gonna gobble me up if I don't do something. So I got a plan.
Several big box stores are already prepping for marijuana legalization. Bob's plan is simply to try and stay open and build his customer base before the big boys get to market. But staying open is easier said than done. A bylaw change could mean a police raid at any time.
We have to make sure that camera's on 24 hours a day. Cash, the back room, my office, those cameras always gotta be on. I have security cameras everywhere here. On my phone, on the monitors. If we get raided, if the police are coming to arrest me, I wanna see them.
Dan is Bob's IT guy. One of his jobs is managing Be Kind's extensive security system.
These are the exterior cameras. We have one on each corner of the building. Gives us a 360 view of everything that's going on. This one probably actually has the most amount of activity on it because there's a lot of people that have climbed that fence and cut the locks on the gate and the bins under the impression we just throw weed out. So we've had a laugh a couple times watching people dig through garbage.
Even though Bob's recently beefed up his security, he has plenty of other worries.
What keeps me up at night is, am I gonna get raided? Are my staff gonna get, in trouble? I worry about my friends, I worry about my family. I gotta carry a lot of people's lives around me, all of the staff that I have. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here working so hard.
With the city's bylaw vote tomorrow night, Bob calls a strategy meeting with his staff.
Okay. Here's the proposed amendment to Kelowna zoning bylaw. Hopefully, you guys will see something in it that I'm not going to see, so read away, please.
Put like a regulation into place? They can't decide that.
Yes, it can. They're city. They decide where the zoning bylaw is.
All staff is going. Everybody's meeting here at 5. We're all going to this council meeting.
Yeah, are we getting paid for this?
If they shut us down, it doesn't matter. No one's getting paid. You can all return your shirts.
Bob has the staff's support, but he has to make sure they toe the line in front of council, some more than others.
Tomorrow, we are going to hear things we don't like. Us as a group need to hold our tongue.
Oh my God, then I can't go.
Don't roll your eyes, don't shunt, don't do anything.
You're making me not be able to do anything at all. I can't say anything, I can't roll my eyes.
It's very important to bite your tongue. Bite that mother. You're not saying anything. I want to listen to what other people have to say. I don't know what it's going to be like tomorrow. I have no idea. It's scary.
crew's closing up early to get ready for tonight's showdown at City Hall.
It's like going to a fight. You know, you're getting ready. Like, what do you anticipate? Right hook, left hook, and then when it's all over, you said, man, I guess I should have uppercut. Well, we'll see what happens tonight. I hope that they see cannabis as coming of age. Nice work. What time is it now? 5:11. We got to get going.
City Council is about to vote on a proposed amendment that would prohibit marijuana dispensaries from opening or operating in the city.
We don't know if it's going to be a room filled with people that have a vested interest.
If council votes in favor, Bob's business could be shut down or raided by police at any time.
Shut it all down so all these new rules can be written. I don't know what to expect. So it's very nerve-wracking.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We will get started with item 3.1 to clarify marijuana-related regulations and definitions. Storefront dispensaries for recreational dispensing, currently illegal by federal law. We're just saying, don't open one until we know what the rules are going to be. I think it's ridiculous that you have to get it through the mail, quite frankly. But that's not something we created as a city. That's a federal issue.
Bob's keeping quiet, as his lawyer suggested. So far, his staff is too.
We'll go straight now to members of the public. Come on up, sir. And you'll have up to 5 minutes to address council.
My name is Wayne Varon. I got brain damage. I was in a car accident. I'm partially paralyzed on the right side, speech defect. Medical marijuana, it helps me to think. It helps me to realize who I am and what I'm doing. It's helped me a lot. I've been with Bob for 8 years, 9 years, and it's not just medical marijuana that he's got. It's the love of people, and that's exactly what Robert has. Robert has been there for everybody.
I was taken back. You don't realize how you touch people's lives doing what we do.
Thank you, sir. That's all your time.
Okay.
The public tells City Council repeatedly that they need access to medical marijuana through a dispensary.
Is there anyone else in the gallery that deems themselves affected by this application? Now would be the time to come forward.
Kathy looked at me and gave me a little nudge. If these people are defending my business, my job, my life, and other people's lives that are affected by what we do, I could not sit there and not say anything.
Second time of asking. Third and final time. Come on up, sir.
And she was right. I have an obligation to get up there and say something to support them back.
Come on up, sir.
Bob decides to forego his lawyer's advice and address council. He's betting his passion will sway them to vote against the bylaw. If he's wrong, he may only be making things worse for himself.
My name is Robert Duncan Kay. I've been operating with a license in the city of Kelowna for 8 years. Access is important. You know, people come because they need it. There's 8,500 members. That's what we have.
So in regards to this evening's application, do you feel like that changes the medical access to marijuana?
It does, absolutely. Cannabis is dealt with in a taste, feel, touch, smell capacity. It's not done on a mail order out. We provide that access. And hopefully we don't look back in 10 years, 15 years and say, what were we thinking? You know, denying access to people.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I have no idea what City Council is going to vote. There is definitely support. And there's definitely opposition. But in all honesty, marijuana's here. And that means you can't be a coward. We don't have time for it.
All right, council. So, in regards to medical marijuana amendments, speaking to it, I have Councillor Singh.
Thanks, Your Worship. I was really concerned about the medical marijuana part of it, but the only thing we're doing is we're stopping retail outlets from popping up downtown and in other spots in Kelowna.
Before you know it, you'll have one on every corner. That's exactly what we don't want, and that's exactly why we're doing this process.
I feel very comfortable moving forward with this today.
It's quite an easy one to support, to be very honest.
Thank you, council. All right, so I will call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you, Council.
Are you kidding me right now?
The council's vote means the city could order raids of dispensaries at any time. It's bad news for Bob, but he's undaunted.
Women couldn't vote until women stood up and said, we're gonna frickin' vote. Black people had to ride on the back of the bus. Guess what? We feel the same way as marijuana users. We're sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it.
The next morning,
Hi there. What can I grab for you today?
Honestly, at this point, I don't know what to expect. Are they gonna come in? Are they gonna send up a city bylaw? Is there gonna infraction? Are they gonna shut me down? I have no idea. We have come too far and people are counting on us. I'm not going anywhere. I've been in this location and ingrained in this community for 8 years. You know what? I didn't ask for permission. I just did it.
We will not be shut down.
I'm gonna continue to do what I do every single day.